Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to a pre-market watch list today. So as you guys know, markets kind of still continue to be a little bit choppy, back and forth. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I think again today we're probably going to see some mixed trading in the market. So for me, really, it's going to come down to watching a lot of the large cap stocks today. I think that's where we're going to see a lot of the volume. As far as penny stocks go, still we haven't seen any big gapping penny stocks. So right now it's more or less kind of paying attention to the high day momentum scanner as of right now in terms of penny stocks. Haven't seen a lot of things coming across the scanners in the morning for penny stocks right now. So most of my attention still kind of gearing on the large cap stocks right now. Starting to get a little interested in AMD and some of the chip stocks right now. Morning, guys. Good morning. Yeah, a lot of the shipping stocks, some shipping stocks are gapping up. Yes, that's natural. We always tend to see some shippers moving. They don't. Every once in a while they turn into a good runner, but a lot of times they can get very fakey in terms of the shipping penny stocks, right? So good morning, everybody. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the screen share now. So I will mention the first stock that's on the watch list is AMD. So I am following AMD after its earnings. So we know AMD had a really big drop from earnings. Didn't do so hot there, but it's not the earnings that I'm focusing on right now. It's more or less the chart. Okay, the chart is what I like. I'm starting to become very interested in AMD with the way this chart looks because of the massive sell-off, right? You had the big move up and then the massive move down. These fast moves create for good moves, right? So I do expect that in the near future, we're going to see AMD start bouncing a little bit and probably, having a good long play, right? I wouldn't say that I would trade this long for like an investment for long term, but I do think that where it's currently at around the price of $18, it could be a good area to get in for a bounce play. So I'm going to be watching AMD over the course of the next couple days. All right. If I draw up these price levels, it might become a little bit more clear. So you kind of have it bouncing off of this $18 price. It kind of came down towards this lows and previous highs of 17. So it's starting to hold or try to base and build up some support down here in this $17 to $16, $18 area. And if it does create a good base, a good system, and we can identify a good long in here, then it should have, up to from, this green box would basically be the profit potential right in here. So if we can, confirm a good move coming on AMD, I do think we could see AMD back up to 24 within the course of the couple weeks, maybe even a couple days, depending on how volatile it can be. But in order for that to happen, we would need to see we need to see some type of pickup in the market. The markets would have to turn green for us, and we'd have to get some momentum back in the actual stock market to see this kind of play develop the way we would like, and then to actually work out the way we would like too. So definitely keep an AMD on watch, right? We got a clear area where it's starting to try and build a base off of some previous support areas. The green box would identify the gap fill back up towards, like 24 where the earnings day was. And then if you wanted to go a step further, you could mark even off like a red area. This red area would be very surprising to see AMD up in that price point within a couple weeks. If it did, I would most likely be selling. If it were to get into the 25s, 26s, 27s, I would sell for sure, because then you're getting up into some major resistance points. So AMD on a close watch for right now. When it comes to the the intraday chart, I mean, it's just kind of there. It's kind of like, okay, just kind of watching it. Nothing too crazy going on pre-market with it. So just kind of watching it for now. But I do like AMD for the future as of right now, short term. Next one I launch is going to be Twitter. So not too crazy about Twitter, but I do like it with the way it's starting to trade. I'm going to get all the old drawings off, so 1 second. So when it comes to Twitter, right, Twitter has already been seeing a sell-off for a while. If you look, right, Twitter kind of held a nice support down here. Right, it kind of held support. Now it's kind of breaking to the upside on these earnings. If we look at the 180-day chart, it'll probably tell us a little bit more. Okay, so Twitter held, pretty good support in this zone of like 28 to 26. With the earnings, it's starting to break to the upside, but it is coming into some resistance here, right in towards the 36 to $34 price. Does have some resistance. So I do think Twitter is getting a little overpriced for the short-term, outlook, but it's still trending up here for the past couple days, right? We still have a nice trend up on Twitter. Okay, that's kind of bad. Hold on, let me redo that. So we are still trending up. We're forming a flat top right now on Twitter. So I think today we're going to have some type of movement on Twitter. So Twitter could be setting up for both a good long if it can break out of this flat top of like $33.50. But if it can't break 33.50 or, up over 33.60s, then we're probably going to see it roll over here today a little bit and try and drop it down. So kind of keeping a close eye on Twitter today, as I do think it's in kind of a pivotal moment right now. If you go back again to the 180-day chart, up towards 34 is going to be some resistance, and then into the 36 and 35. So just keeping a close eye on Twitter right now. I do think it's kind of setting up for some type of move to come. And then the last one here is AMRN. So I am actually long. I've been long on AMRN for a few days. I'm up $400 on the stock. I got 300 shares long. My average is 21.56. So swing trading AMRN right now. So currently up on it. So this is another one that I really like actually long term. So this is one that I like long term. It's got a nice gap up this morning. With the way its daily chart looks, right? The daily chart looks like it's going to try and push up for a leg to the upside. It's already up to basically $23. So it's already up $1 right now. But with the way this chart looks, right, it's not coming down, right? We went up, we tried to come down, no. 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 Now it looks like we're going to set up for a move to the upside. So I'd say keep watch on AMRN over the course of today, maybe the next couple days. And then if you have some extra money to play with, I wouldn't even say it's a bad idea to throw in 100, 200. That's what I'm doing, throwing in 300 shares. I'm just going to let the 300 shares ride. Just because it to me, it looks like a stock. And I'm sure if I look into some more of the fundamentals and really dive into the stock, there's probably some really good things behind the company. But in terms of AMRN, this is a stock that picked up on, really high volume, massive gap up, continued grinding up without selling off. This definitely looks like a stock to me that's going to hold up in terms of long-term value. And if you also notice, it's a stock that is not dropping even though the market is. Right, market's been going down, but AMRN's been fighting that trend to the upside and staying up. So that's telling me that there's strong buying pressure in the stock, even when everything else is seeing massive selling pressure, right? This is fighting the overall trend of the market right now, which is a good sign for a stock to the upside. So keep watch on AMRN. All right, to touch on Red Hat this morning, I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering what's going on with Red Hat. Red Hat is it's a buyout. IBM bought them out. So this stock here isn't really going to do a whole lot today. You're probably not going to see major movement up or down. You could keep it on watch. There's no reason why you can't. But naturally, when a stock gets a buyout, they tend to just trade sideways for the most part. There is some movement, but not a whole lot. So Red Hat, probably nothing you want to really focus on today. Hold on 1 second. Um, 1 second, guys. Just kind of reading through some comments here. So Yakko, not going to be watching Yakko anymore. So that move on, what was that, Friday? So that was a move we were anticipating. If you guys remember, I kept saying to watch Yakko. So I was watching Yakko on this day, so I caught it wrong. On that day, it was actually like the following day we had that big move I was looking for. So we were following Yakko for that particular move. You know, it basically did almost what exactly we wanted to do, up towards $10. So Yakko for me is done. We're probably not going to see too much more movement on YECO now. Let's see. So yeah, another thing to keep an eye on is basically FANG, which is Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. Keep an eye on those stocks. Those are probably going to be in work. So taking a quick look here at the market. The market is up today, so we're seeing some stocks bouncing this morning a little bit. But still, there's a big upward battle that the market has to go through here. All right, I mean, still got a lot of resistance, you know, just in this small area, right? I mean, this is a whole supply. Like this right here is just a big... All right, that's a big supply zone on the intradays, right? This whole area is all supply, all right? So the market's pushing up into the area, so people are probably going to start selling and trying to push that market back down. If you look at the market from, you know, like a daily standpoint, you'll see that the market's coming into a supply zone, or a demand zone, excuse me. Right, it's just now entering into the demand zone, right? And then the supply zone is going to be up here, right? And then in between would be your area for profit. Okay, so in terms of that, right? So if the markets start bouncing, there's going to be money to be made throughout this yellow box. As we start getting up towards the red, that's where you're going to want to be selling and buying. But again, we still need some type of pick up back in the market, and we're still not getting it, right? I mean, yeah, we're green and the chart looks pretty strong, but you know, the chart was strong back here and it still sold off. So we're starting to see some consolidation and basing taking place for the past couple days, but the question is whether or not it's going to continue to hold up. I do see a bounce in the market coming, but I don't think it's today. Tops is something you could watch. I was watching Tops. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you know, it had a nice move up, sold all the way down. It's got a curl to it, so Tops could have a push today. And I think they had like some news too that's not too bad on it as well. DCIX, I'll take a look. Oh yeah, isn't that up this morning? Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, DCIX was a mega runner last year, but so far, I mean, it's just not quite there. The volume isn't super heavy. The move pre-market isn't really good. It's up and all the way down, so not a huge fan of that right now. But anyways, that's all we have for you here today on the pre-market watch list. So hopefully it helps some of you guys determine what you're going to be trading for the day and my outlook on what's to come. Other than that, really, that's all I got for you. So thank you guys as always for tuning in. If you guys ever have questions, you can always direct message me through our chat room. That will be linked in the description of the video. And then stay tuned for some more videos to come. All right, guys, so everybody take care, and I will see you guys all tomorrow morning for another pre-market watch list.